This interview is with an amazing man. He's a genius. He's written a book about osteogenic loading. He has a PhD. He's a biomedical engineer. He's made other incredible products. And right now, I'm gonna show you the X3 bar. I actually ran into him at a Dave Asprey event, and he was kind enough to show me his product. And it's incredible. It helped him put on 30 pounds of muscle in 1 year.
But we all know that we have greater capability out here, and even greater out here, right?
Right.
So I did research, it was the bone density research, looking at the capabilities that people have in one range of motion versus another.
Yeah.
And it turns out from weakest range to strongest range, comparing my data to the data of the American College of Sports Medicine, there's basically a 7 multiple difference between your weak range right here and your strong range out here. So if you have 7 times the capacity out here, what does that say about picking a static weight when you weightlift? It means you're not going to stimulate very much. You're engaging very little muscle. So in the weakest range of motion, you have a tiny amount of engagement. And if you're training like regular with a static weight, you're not getting all that much stimulus compared to how much muscle you actually have. So the object of this, and there's been other variable resistance devices, Westside Barbell is like a perfect example. They use a lot of bands and chains to vary the resistance. I wanted to build the most powerful variable resistance device. So the highest amount of variance. So like when I do the chest press, it's 80 pounds when I'm right here, it's 200 pounds when I'm right here, and it's 350 pounds when I'm right here.
Wow.
And so I do however many repetitions I can do until I can't get to the strongest range. Then I do shorter repetitions until I go to complete exhaustion in all ranges of motion simultaneously in one set. And the muscular stimulus is absolutely incredible. I put 30 pounds of muscle on in 1 year doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. So the band on the floor like this, doubled over, put the ground plate, which has a groove on the bottom, across this, so it keeps it even, the band keeps underneath. Now what we're going to do is put the hooks on the band. You're going to get on the platform in a deadlift-like position. Grab a hold of the bar. Okay. Now, good. Keep the shoulders back.
Oh man.
Yeah, very heavy. So that's over 200 pounds at the top.
Okay.
So, but it's very light at the bottom where your back is at risk. So keep going. Object is doing 1 set to absolute fatigue, and you're going to diminish the range as you can't get to the top anymore. Yeah, you got to balance it.
Skye, stop making excuses. Results are all we're interested in.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, really hard. Keep going until you go to absolute. See, now you can't get to the top, so now do short range repetitions. So now just until right there. And then go to absolute fatigue until you just can't do any reps anymore, even like a 1-inch rep. You'll feel this in your hamstrings and in your spinal erectors. Good. That's about it. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like radiating heat. Like your heat's blasting off your body. That's good. That's how that works. So you would do one of those sets, that you're done.
It's kind of like Body by Science, like minimum effective dose, just 1 set.
Yeah.
That's really, but max.
Yeah, that's a good reference actually. That's not a bad book. 1 set, and then so the 3 principles is variable resistance. So you're having a lower resistance where the joints are at risk, and a higher resistance where you have better biomechanics and you're more powerful, and you fatigue all those ranges of motion by then, number 1, keeping constant tension, and then, well, that's actually number 2, and then number 3, by shortening up the range, called diminishing range of motion through the whole process.
Great.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a curl. I bend down and put the bar on my shoulders like this, and then hold it right here, and then I look down, keep my eyes down, so I keep proper form.
Yeah, so you keep your neck in alignment. So many people don't do that.
Right.
Trains the fascia.
Right way to do it.
So So do you sell it with other resistance bands?
Yeah, there's a package of 3 bands. This is the medium.
Very cool. Yeah, you can travel with this.
Yeah. Throw it in a drawer.
Yeah.
You don't
And the
need
squat
another
racks.
room. Yeah.
When the squat rack is full.
Yeah, so there's people that take it to the gym.
X3 bar, amazing workout. I loved it. Great, portable, and variable resistance. That is so key. That's one of the reasons why he was able to put on 30 pounds of muscle in 1 year. And he was already a pretty muscular, big guy. That's a big deal. But he also talked about diminishing range of motion. That was also key. So if you have any questions, go back to the part where I said pay attention. Now, 2 more things. The bands he uses are top of the line. Typical bands that you'd get at Amazon are only 1 layer thick of poured latex, versus the bands that he created or uses are multiple layers. So that's why when you get to the range of 300 to 500 pounds, these are high quality and they're effective and they're not going to wear down as quick as bands that you get on Amazon, and they're not going to have the abrupt tension change like other bands often do over time. So many other exercises that you can do with the X3 bar. So we showed you the squat and the deadlift. You can do overhead press, bicep curl, row, chest press. He shows that, he demonstrates that a lot online. You could do a hip bridge. So you could put a weight on the ground plate and then elevate your back, of course, and then you've got this great bar that already connects the bar to the bands. That's hard to do. That's hard to set up normally. So X3 bar will be great for that. And of course, triple the glute gains, booty gains, because it's variable resistant. It just makes sense. You've got to go get an X3 bar.